Thank you, Monica. Very lovely. You never need to be nervous around us. You deliver so well, just calm your nerves. And what somebody once said to me is, just pretend everybody's worried nothing and you'll never be nervous. So you're all sitting here disrobed in front of me. No, I'm only kidding.
That doesn't make me nervous.
You're looking well, Bill.
Do my best.
I know you do. Our next gentleman I haven't heard before, so it's going to be a pleasure to hear him. He has a name I just love. He should really be a movie star with this name. So listen to the name, let it twist and turn on your tongue and run through your mind, and please put your hands together and welcome Falcon O'Hara to the stage. Move this up for you. Yeah. There. That would be just right.
The Lay of Morwen. O amulets of silver and of amethyst we wear, as long the years of wisdom from the mothers do we bear. Come gather round my fairies for the tale that we're to tell. Come, set aside your spinning, let your hearts fall neath the spell. 'Twas long ago, when Morwen sat beside the elven king, that Agnes of the darlings made for her a golden ring. 'Twas in the days of darkness, when the light of love did fail, when men and women drew apart and hope grew thin and frail. 'Twas then that in the valley of the darlings grew a maiden who set her heart to mend the peace, or on her doom be laden. The elven folk of old lived long, and illness did not fear them, but in their hearts there grew a wall that love could not draw near them. The elven men had turned away from truth and beauty coldly, and sought to find their souls' release in fighting battles boldly. The hearths they left for tender care to women, though they scorned us, and built their towers in cities fell, and from our powers warned us. So great did grow their follies that they bade us sing no laudes, and when our babes were scanty grown, they stole them off to shoddies. Our spells they spurned, our books they burned, our herb lore they perverted. With quasions dry they tried to hide their fears from truth diverted. 'Twas into these dark times that Morwen bore anew the laughter of fairy halls afire with light and love from floor to rafter. She planted in King Manlom's mind a seed of joy and smallness, of hidden things in secret woods to sway his mighty tallness. His fascination with her charms beguiled his manly senses, though long he held the moon at bay that flowed within her menses. He kept her close and tightly bound until her soul did wither, then, in his fear of losing her, her sister he brought thither. When Agnes of the darling vale beheld her kin so broken, she took her in her arms and sang of spells and fairy tokens, of birds and gentle waterfalls and children at their leisure, as long they walked in gardens damp and cool within that desert. To Agnes Morwen poured her heart that Manlom's world had tainted. She spoke of all the clever lies that men so cruelly painted, of how the gifts and arts of womankind were scorned and hated, of how they mocked our childhood dreams and fantasies we rated. Her tales were long in telling, in the tears the years had wrote them, as Morwen, with her heart so fine, so deeply had absorbed them. She plumbed the chasms of the night with Agnes there beside her, and loosed the weight of grief and loneliness that grew inside her. Then Agnes drew away again with Morwen's heart within her, and Morwen too returned to life to woo the silent spinner. The king was pleased to see his woman smile again and warm him, though little still he paid her heed, and thought her songs to charm him. To Darling Vale did Agnes hie, where women's hearth had tarried, and there, from Morwen's veil of tears, a thread of light she carried. For hidden in the lies of men, and glimmering though they drowned them, could still be seen the mists of gold and spirit ghosts around them. Now Agnes was a smith of old, who deeply knew the elven lore, and long she labored through the nights, till cellophane she crying bore. A golden ring was cellophane, and deep within its heart there shone a light the world had never known, to go where none had ever gone. By secret runner went the ring from Agnes to her sister's need, but hardly had the ring arrived when Agnes' womb began to bleed. In silence then she bore her pain as earthly death drew nigh her. A note she left, then from its home her soul flew gently higher. Before she died she bade her friends, make secret of my passing, and when my sister bids me come, please tell her not distressing, but keep this note until the day that peace again is planted, and if need be, say Agnes' soul has gone to realms enchanted. So joyfully did Morwen sing with cellophane upon her hand, that love and beauty did she bring to all the people in her land. Such magic spread the golden ring, and so enchanting did she seem, that Manalong, the elven king, took Morwen darling for his queen. 'Twas rare of old for man to break his heart and let his love wound be cleansed and healed by woman, and with this plight troth is where moon. Thus Morwen, bearing cellophane, gained power to rule the hearthkin. With Manalong, her wife and king, they'd heal the sickly earth spin. She husbanded her people well, and long through years of beauty, and Manalong well his queen did serve, with pleasure as his duty. The children once again grew strong on myth and tale and laughter, and boy and girl no difference knew in thought or heart nor crafter. To each new life they paid respect, to each uniqueness tended, that every gift found room to grow, that earth's dark age be mended. When peace and plenty filled the land, and Morwen's heart grew weary, she bade farewell to Manalong in the ring that she loved dearly. Thus passed the rule from Morwen's hands, home again she journeyed, to Darling Vale, her hearthkin land, to Agnes Morwen hurried. The note from Agnes Morwen read, and understood it wholly, that from the blood and pain of love could rise true beauty solely. Then tears of joy for Agnes fell as Morwen drew love nigh her, that soon she'd join her sister there, with peace around their fire. O amulets of silver and of amethyst we wear, as long the years of wisdom from the mothers do we bear. 'Twas long ago, when Morwen sat beside the elven king, that Agnes of the darlings made for her a golden ring.